Hi there. We are on chapter 24 of Bubble. 23, they had to sedate Joe, which means kind of give him some medicine that would make him sleep because he was really agitated, really upset. He thought that there were bugs on him. He was getting really nervous. Luckily, Greg was there to help take care of him. So, chapter 24, hopefully, we get an update on Joe and Henry. I just looked ahead and it's really long. So make sure you get comfortable. This is 20 pages. So here we go. Chapter 24, 11 years, 3 months, and 13 days. The sun is out and the clouds are rolling slowly over the glass building. The doctors are standing at the end of my bed. Dr. Hewson has his arms folded. Dr. Moore is holding his chin. They smile when they see me looking. Hey, young man, how are you feeling? Not very good, I say. No, you've had a tough night, he says softly. Then he looks at me for a long time like he's waiting for me to say something. I don't want to say anything. All I want is for the pain to go away. Dr. Moore rests his notes on my bed. Just tell me about the pain, Joe, he says softly. It's bad. I know, but where is it? All over. I feel really hot. Okay, let's stay with the pain. Tell me where it hurts most. My legs, my arms, my back. It's everywhere. But mainly, in my head and my mouth is really sore, too. How bad is the pain? On a scale from 1 to 10. My eyelids fall down. How bad is the pain? Sometimes it's a dull ache. That's about a 4. Sometimes it's throbbing pain. That's about a 6. I wince as the pain shoots again. It's an 8. The pain stabs like a knife in my head, fades to an ache. Dr. Moore taps my hand. Joe, we need to give you something more for that, okay? This must be serious. Dr. Moore doesn't usually talk to me as quietly as this. He's usually smiling and making jokes with Dr. Houston, and the only time he calls me Joe is when I've done something wrong. He taps my hand again like he's trying to wake me up. Okay, young man, I think you know how this goes. More tests? I'm afraid so. It's an infection, we know that. We're just not sure where it came from. It's like investigating a crime. We have to eliminate all the suspects until we're left with a culprit, but we think it's fungal. In my blood? Yes. And sometimes it can affect the lungs. He rubs my head gently and glances up at Dr. Hewson. It's taken a while, but I think we've got our man back again. I smile. I don't feel well, but I feel better. I feel better because the doctors are here. Dr. Moore stands up. So, Joe, this is how it goes. You need to take it easy, stay in bed for a few days. Dr. Hewson's going to take a look at you, and then we'll take some more tests, and we'll give you something for the pain, okay? He scribbles something down on his pad. Is it really serious? Well, you know that any infection is serious. We'll do all the usual things like check the air purity and the ventilation system, but really shouldn't have gotten in here. It's something new that we've not come across before. Dr. Moore turns and talks quietly to Dr. Hewson. I know I should help them search for the infection. They're really busy looking after all the other kids. I could save them time. They didn't know how to do all the tests and change all the filters. I could tell them the reason I'm ill is because I went outside. Every time I've had an infection before, it's just happened. They tell me it's bad luck. But this time it's my fault. I should tell them now, but I can't. I don't want to get into trouble, but most of all, I don't want to snitch on Amir. He shouldn't have gotten in trouble for giving me the most exciting night of my life. Hey, Dr. Moore stands above me. Don't look so worried. We can do this. You're a superhero. We know superheroes bounce back. I smile and try to lift my arm to show them my muscles, but it aches too much. Don't worry, says Dr. Hewson. We'll soon have those muscles as strong as Thor's. Now let's take a look at you. I'll leave you to it, says Dr. Moore. I'll be back later, and Joe, everything will be fine. Even if it is the filters, there are backup systems to stop the really bad stuff going through. I nod as he goes up the door. He doesn't know when I was outside, all I had on was my helmet. I lean forward. Dr. Hewson puts his hand on my back and taps it with his fingers. He tells me to breathe in and out. I've done this so many times before, I know what to do. When he's finished tapping on my back, he does the same to my chest. Then he looks at my mouth and in my ears. He makes a sound, then writes some notes. Then he sits down and asks me some more questions. Do I feel sick? Have the bright lights stopped flashing in my head? I tell him I feel a bit dizzy and the lights have gone away. More notes. My head falls back onto my pillow and my eyes meet the ceiling. The pain throbs through my head every time the monitors beep. I take a deep breath and try to slow it down. Then another. 7 seconds in, 11 seconds out. 7 seconds in, 11 seconds out. Just like Amir taught me. My heart rate slows, the pain weakens, and Dr. Hewson's words start to fade like he's walking away from me into another room. I'm floating through the air over the top of my skyscrapers. I touch each one with my fingertips, push gently, then float into the next. The sky is blue, but the streets are gray and empty. There are no cars, no buses or taxis, and there are no people walking. It's like everyone has left and gone to a new planet. Why didn't they tell me? I didn't see them fly past me. I look ahead. Another skyscraper comes toward me. I float over it and out to the sea. Beep, beep, beep. Heart rate 114, body temp 40.1 degrees Celsius, room temp 19 degrees Celsius, air purity 99.1. My room is white. Outside, the glass building is blue and there's music playing quietly. Charlotte R. is standing beside me with a syringe in her hand. Sorry, she says, it's me again. I close my eyes and feel the sting as the needle goes in. How are you feeling? Not great, I wince. No, Greg said you didn't have a good night, but let's hope that's the worst. I'm worried about my friend, too. I know, Greg said he's going to try to call the hospital when he comes in. She taps my arm. There, all done. I see the time on her watch. It's 11:15. Greg won't be here until 6. I can't wait that long to find out about Henry. I reach for my laptop. No, Charlotte R. says you're supposed to be taking it easy. I give her my best. Please let me look. Stop doing the puppy thing. It won't work. I do the puppy thing again. I know it will. Charlotte tuts. Look, I'm sure he's okay. I know, but I have to check, please. She sighs. I've got to go take this down to the lab. I'll be gone for 5 minutes. I give her my best thank you look. She walks to the door. 5, she mouths, and holds up her fingers. I open my laptop. Henry might be tired, but that doesn't take much energy to type a message. We've been able to do it before when one of us has a cold or has been sick. We've even messaged in the middle of transfusions. I'm really ill and I can do it. Maybe he's feeling worse than me. I check Skype. He still hasn't replied. Henry, I'm really worried now. I wish I could contact his mom and dad. I've only ever spoken to them on Skype when they're with Henry. They've never called or texted me. They send me Christmas and birthday cards, but I don't have their address to send them anything back. But they would get a hold of me, wouldn't they? They know that I'm worried. Henry, where are you? I look at the time. Charlotte said she'd be back in 5 minutes, but it takes longer than that to go into the lab and back. There must be news about Henry somewhere. I switch to the internet and start to type. Boy in spacesuit, Philadelphia shopping mall. My fingers hover the enter key. I want to know how he is, but I don't want to know if he's really ill. It's like when the doctors tell me there's something wrong with me and I don't want to know how bad, but I still go on the internet and look it up. I close my eyes and press the key and open them again. Bubble Boy collapses at Philly shopping mall. There's a picture of Henry slumped on a chair with his mom and the nurses surrounding him. I click on the link and start to read, but it doesn't say anything more than I already know. Only that they couldn't do anything for him at the mall because it meant getting him out of his suit. They took him back to the hospital ambulance. I look at the next search result. Bubble Boy burst YouTube. I click off the screen. I've seen Henry collapse once. I don't want to see it again. I should be resting, but I can't relax. My best friend is ill. I have to do something. There are 2 messages on the BBC website. BBC Bubble Boy Forum, Sunday, August 29th, 11:01 p.m. Dear Bubble Boy, I think I might have the same disease as you, but my mom thinks it's just an excuse so I don't have to go to school. Marlow Trent, Essex. BBC Bubble Boy Forum, Monday, August 30th, 9:41 a.m. Dear Bubble Boy, or should I call you Joe? I don't know. Should I? Anyway, I'm sorry I haven't contacted you. I've been to my grand's in Wales and she doesn't have internet and my mobile signal isn't good either. What have you been up to? I think the words start to blur and I'm studying for a history test. My phone buzzes on my bed and it makes me jump. It's Beth. I haven't spoken to her since I went outside. I don't want her to worry about me or find out what I've done. I open her message. Hey Joe, how are you? I'm okay. You sure? Yes. I know you're not. I look at my phone and wonder what she knows. My phone buzzes again. Greg phoned me, but I was out last night and my phone went dead. I'm going to come down. No, it's okay. But you've got an infection. It's not okay. The doctors are going to fix me. I'll check the trains. I really want to see Beth, but she'll be so mad at me that I didn't tell her that I was ill when the television people were here. She'll be even madder now. I can get to you late this evening. I don't know what to write. I don't want to lie. Joe, you're quiet. I'm fine, honest. I can get to you this evening. I'll call you. No, it's okay. My phone buzzes in my hand. I said I was okay. I told her not to call me. Come on, what's wrong? My chest goes tight. It's bad enough not telling her the truth. It's even harder now that I can hear her voice. It's nothing, I say. Are you feeling really bad? I don't feel great, but there's something else. Come on, you can tell me. How can you tell? Because I'm your sister. I hate lying, especially to her, but I have to tell her something. It's Henry. He's ill. What's wrong with him? I don't know. No one will tell me. Can't Greg and Amir find out? Greg's going to try later. And Amir? He's looking for crop circles. What? He's on vacation. Oh. The phone goes quiet. I can tell she's worried. She sighs. Joe, you sound really down. I slide down in my bed. I tell Beth about the mall, how Henry was loving it all, and the cheering crowds, and they were waving, and he was waving back. I tell her it was going great, and then he went down the escalator. Beth says it just sounds like he might have gotten too tired. I tell her I think it might be more than that. He would message me if he could. But maybe no news is good news, she says. That's what Mom used to say. Did she? Yes, no news is good news and all news is bad news. When did you last watch the news and feel happy? I can't remember. See? I smile. I know she's trying to cheer me up. I'm sure he's fine, but we've got to make sure you are too, so I'm coming down. You don't have. Too late. It's booked. The doors slide open and Charlotte R. walks in. She kicks her foot against the bottom of my bed. Oops, sorry. Who's that? Beth says. I tell her it's Charlotte R., and Beth asks to speak to her, and I pass over the phone. Hi, Charlotte R. looks at me and smiles. I can tell that I can still hear Beth talking. Charlotte R. walks towards the door. No, he's not having a great time, but he looks a bit happier now. She steps into the transition zone. I'm not happier, but I do feel a little bit better. Beth might be right. No news is good news. Henry was on TV. If anything had happened to him, it would be on the internet by now. Maybe he's in his room opening his presents with Matt. They'll be playing with the remote control car, or maybe they got two. They'll race around with an imaginary racetrack and weave through between legs and the beds like Mario Kart. Matt would be Bowser, Henry would be Luigi, and if I were there, I would be Mario. Charlotte R. comes in and hands me back my phone. She's lovely, she says. I know, but she worries too much. That's what sisters do. But sometimes she won't leave me alone. My phone buzzes. See? I look at my phone. Is it her? No. Why are you smiling? Charlotte R. leans over and makes a funny face. Who's sending you a picture of crop circles? A friend. That's a bit weird thing to send. I shrug and look at the picture again. It's a crop circle with 3 dots in the middle. I spread my fingers on the screen and zoom in. Ala, Shakura, and Guru are standing in the middle of the field waving at me. I smile. They look like they're having a great time with Amir. I wish I could chat with them, but I didn't want to ruin his vacation by telling him I'm ill. Besides, I might be better by the time he's back. I click on my phone and send Amir a smiley face. Charlotte stays with me for most of the afternoon. She brings me lunch, sausages and mashed potatoes, but I don't feel like eating, so she gives me a glass of pink lumpy liquid instead. She says it's going to help me build my strength back up, but all it does is make me feel sick. She sits next to me and reads a book while I go out to the laptop again. There's still no message from Henry, but since Beth called, I don't feel so bad. BBC Bubble Boy Forum, Monday, August 30th, 3:17 a.m. Dear Bubble Boy, do you think Arsenal is going to buy Morgan Schneiderlin? I hope they don't because he's our best player. Josh Hamden. Dear Josh, I think Morgan is a great player, but I want Surego Aguru. I press send and scroll down. There are 3 more messages. The last one is from Hannah. Dear Joe, are you okay? You said you were excited but couldn't tell me, and I'm worried that you haven't replied because I mentioned your parents. I'm worried about that. Hannah. I click on Hannah's last message. Dear Bubble Boy, or shall I call you Joe? I don't know. Should I? Anyways, I'm sorry I haven't contacted you. I'm at my grand's now, and I can get internet if I climb to a hill opposite of her house. I usually visit her twice a year, once at Easter and again during the summer when my mom and dad are working. I walk down to the beach with her, and sometimes when the tides are out, we walk across the sand to an island. Do you have a gran? I don't. I know you don't have any parents because they said that in the program. I'm really sorry that happened. I should talk about something else. We're traveling back tomorrow. Then I've got to check my school uniform still fits and buy new books for school. I've made my GCSE choices. I've chosen double science, and I really like art and music. Do you like those subjects? Do you take exams? Gotta go now. Hannah. P.S. You don't have to tell me what was exciting, but I hope it was good. I smile. I'm glad Hannah wrote to me. Most of the time, people send 1 or 2 messages and stop. Usually it's for a class writing competition to see who can write the best letter. They are all slightly different, but end with asking the same question. What's it like to live in a bubble? And after I reply, they send me a photograph of their Bubble Boy project stuck in their classroom wall. I hope Hannah isn't writing a project. Dear Hannah, no, you didn't upset me about my parents. No, you didn't upset me No, you didn't upset me, just being friends. 2 of my grandparents died, the other 2 went nuts. Joe. P.S. Oh, I do take exams. I don't have a bath, so my tutor I studied Archimedes' principle last week. I don't have a bath, so my tutor put a brick in a can. And sorry, I can't tell you what I've done, but I might be able to one day. I press enter. That's the last message. I look around the room. It's so quiet without Henry messaging and not having a mirror buzzing around. I click on a video of Sarah. Hi, Du. Today, you're going to learn about the French Revolution, how it changed and shaped the future of France and Europe. Charlotte R. looks up from her book. I show her my screen. Do you want to watch? No, I think I'll stick to this. She shows me the corner of her book. There's a picture of a boy running across the field in the front. Is it any good? It's okay, she says. It's a bit happier than the last one. What happened the last one? I don't think you really want to know. I think that means that somebody dies. I click play and I hear the blast of a bulge and a bang and the gunshots as soldiers in blue uniforms fight outside a castle in the Battle of the Bastille. The air is full of smoke and soldiers screaming as they fire cannons charge at each other with the bayonets and their rifles. The flashing lights hurt my eyes. The cannons hurt my ears. I turn the brightness down and the sound down and lay back on my pillow. I don't know what happened in the French Revolution because when I wake up, the laptop is on the table beside me and Charlotte R.'s book is in the chair. I can hear people talking in the transition zone, but they're so quiet I can't hear what they're saying. I sit up in my bed and strain my ears. The doctors and the nurses always do this when I'm really ill. It's like the transition room is their meeting room where they talk about the things they don't want me to know. They think that I'll worry too much if I know everything, and I do. But I worry about the things that they don't tell me more. I pull my covers away and slide my feet onto the floor. My body feels like lead and my legs feel like sticks. The door seems like 100 feet away, and I steady myself on the mattress on the edge and slowly to the end of my bed. The voices get louder, but I still can't hear what they're saying. My head begins to hurt and the door begins to blur. I let go of the bed and fall into the chair by my bathroom. So, he's been... Yes. I shuffle my chair across the floor and press my ear against the door. 2 this morning. Anything? That's all they would. How's he been? Restless. I think maybe... I still can't hear. It's like listening to TV when pigeons are sitting in the satellite dish. The water stops. There's a click, then a rush of air as someone dries their hands. What are they talking about? The air stops. I press my ear so hard against the door that I feel like the blood thumping through my head. He's just too ill to cope with it. We need to... Hiss of disinfectant. A while. He's been looking on the internet all day. What can I cope with? What's on the internet? Yeah, we need to get that away. You said he's asleep now? Yes. Okay, let's do that first. It's on the table by the side of his bed. I sit up and look at the table and see my laptop. Is it Henry? Is Henry ill? Is he... I push myself off the chair and stagger back to my bed. The door slides open. I grab my laptop and open it up. Mate, what are you doing up? I look at the screen and click the refresh icon. Greg walks over to me and reaches out. I pull my laptop away and look at the screen. It can't be. It must not be true. It's not true. They made a mistake. Greg, they must have made a mistake. Haven't they? Don't newspapers lie all the time? Greg puts his hands on my shoulder. Mate, I'm so sorry. Blood whooshes in my ears. I think something is wrong with my heart. It hurts. It hurts. I told you something was bad. I cover my face with my hands, but it doesn't stop the tears from falling out. My lungs feel like they're bursting out of my chest. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Greg sits down with my bed and wraps his arms around me. I'm scared my heart is going to burst and my lungs are going to break inside my ribs. Where is Henry? Where is he? They've made a mistake. I look up at Greg. They've made a mistake, I say. They must have. No, mate, I'm sorry, but I didn't think they have. The hospital made an announcement. Greg kept talking, but I was crying so loud that I couldn't hear what he says. I feel like I'm a robot that is shutting down and my lights flickering as I melt to the ground. Maybe it's the drugs they're giving me. They've been giving me too many. They're fighting each other and not the infection. They can make me feel crazy and make me imagine things that aren't real. The door slides open. Charlotte R. walks in and stands at the end of my bed. It's okay, Greg says. I've got him. I've got you, mate. He pulls my head against his chest. It hurts. Everything hurts. I keep crying, keep shouting. I'm so confused and upset. I don't know which words to say in my head and which one should come out of my mouth. Henry's dead, and I think I might die too. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe this horrible feeling is because I'm dying too, and we really do have the same thing. We both lived in a bubble. We both went outside, and now we're both going to die at the same time. We've been ill loads of time, but the doctors have always found a way to fix us. The infections usually sneak up on us. They don't make us feel bad right away. Was there a bug in a suit at the mall or maybe in the ambulance? But NASA would have scrubbed it clean and disinfected it, wouldn't they? I still might have the same thing. I still might die too. We shouldn't have gone outside. Our bubbles are boring sometimes, but at least they're safe. I scrunch my eyes tight, but the tears come again. My heart surges again. Greg wraps his arms tighter around me. Henry's dead. Henry's dead. I bury my head into Greg's chest. I want this pain to go away. I want Greg to squeeze me tighter and never let go. This was supposed to be the best day ever, and now I just want it to end. So that's the end of chapter 24. It was very sad. I didn't know that that was going to happen, and Joe is obviously dealing with that news. And I'm glad that Beth is on her way because I think that he'll need her support now more than ever. So I'm sorry to end it on such a sad note. So hopefully next chapter we can see Joe starting to feel comforted by Beth or start to feel a little bit healthier. So